All right, this is Ryan again with RSRollingClassics Lake Geneva. I do have the motor put in. I already showed you that. So here's the transmission. This is what you're calling your C4. And I think we've already covered this. With the engine roughed in, it's not all the way in, but it's in enough. I wanted to put this transmission up, dry fit it, make sure everything fits. And if you see that drain plug, there it is again, we talked about that. When you have a torque converter, you have to allow for that, or it won't sit flush. And so you come over here, and instead of putting the thing up there and trying it, I thought, well, let's just look at this old one that I took out, this old flex plate. And of course, I put it up. I won't do it now because it's easier to do it right here at the table. All right, so here you can tell that this is an old one. It's got shiny teeth damage in here. I guess you really don't have to look too hard to find it. But it does not have the accommodation. Not saying it right. It will not accommodate the drain plug. Here's a bolt. That's too small. So I started looking into this, and I know this came off of that 302 that I'm rebuilding. And so what I did when this came off, I said, well, it's a Trino, it's 302, I'll just put this back on. No, this is 10.5 from here to here, 10.5 across. And it's supposed to be 11.5. These don't even come close to fitting on my torque converter. So I went online, partsgeek.com, and they were able to help me out. I kind of found it on their website anyway. But looking at the specs that they got, this for a 71 Torino should be 11.5, which makes sense because this plate's only 10.5. It's too small. And when you hold it up to here, the converter, it's too small. These bolts are too far out, and they will not line up. So I placed an order. I spoke with Parts Geek Direct, and I said, hey, I know you guys, sometimes they use generic pictures of flex plates. You'll notice, oh, it's a flex plate. I want to make sure that the flex plate I'm getting adapts to this. And yes, next to every one of these bolts holes on the flex plate, they have to one side that hole. So even you don't have to, used to be a concern and worry about making sure that that lines up when installing. Now they just make them where they put a big hole next to each bolt. So you the chance of that happening again won't be happening. And of course, this is 11.5 across. So I know that that's 11.5. The other thing is, I believe the teeth on this one is 164. Makes sense, it's bigger. And on this one, which is only 10.5, it will not fit, is 157. I actually wrote it on there. So that's where we're at. But it's not always easy to come to something that simple. You get stuck to where you're thinking, do I leave the torque converter on, or the flex plate installed on the motor, and take out and get a new torque converter? Which is right? Well, I'm going with getting this flex plate swapped out because it does not go with a 71 Torino 302. And you're like, well, neither does a Pinto. Doesn't shouldn't be in a Pinto either. But in the future, if someone says, hey, I need a flex plate and I need it for a 71 Torino that has this car down the road, they will give him the 11.5, and it'll be the right one that's living in there that works with the 11.5 torque converter. The other thing I like sticking with original is because I'm going to have to order a starter for this. And I don't want to say, oh, I've got a 302 out of a Torino, but it's got a 10.5 flex. No, I got a 302 out of a 71 Torino. Give me a starter. And that starter is going to come, and it's going to be for a 11.5 flex plate and the proper torque converter. So there's none of this hodgepodge. There's already enough hodgepodge going on. That's a Pinto. I've got a 302 that it never had in a Pinto. I've got a C4 transmission, which I don't know what it came out of, but the 302 is out of a Torino. So let's keep it down to a minimum. So there you have it. I'm going to exit here. I have the torque converter on its way. You guys have a great Father's Day. I'm going to get back here and figure out, I'll be doing something, but mainly probably cleaning shop and taking inventory and looking at stuff. But we'll probably do an update later when something happens worthy of taping. So enjoy your weekend. Bye, guys.